We're going deep today.
Deep dive time.
That's right. Cucumber testing keyword.
Think of it like learning the controls of a really powerful testing machine.
Okay, I like that. So we're talking Java here, right?
Yeah.
Specifically the CukesRunner class.
Right, CukesRunner, that's our starting point.
And I see this line at runwithcucumber.class. Honestly, it looks kind of intimidating.
I get that. It's basically telling the computer, hey, we're using Cucumber to run these tests.
So it's like setting the scene.
Yeah, exactly. It's that initial setup that says, all right, let's use this framework, this way of doing things to run our tests.
But there's more to it, right? We don't just want to run tests. We want to control how they run.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where @Cucumber Options comes in.
Okay, a Cucumber options, that sounds promising. What can we do with that?
Well, this is where we get to fine-tune our tests. It's like having a whole toolbox of options to customize how things run.
Oh, toolbox. I like that analogy. So what kind of tools are we talking about?
Well, we've got keywords like plugin, features, glue, dryRun, tags, and monochrome.
Whoa, that's a lot of options.
Yeah, there are quite a few, but each one is designed to give you more control over your testing process.
Okay, let's break them down then. What's plugin?
Plugin is all about how you want your test results to look. Think of it like choosing the output format.
So different formats for different purposes.
Exactly. You might want a simple human-readable format for yourself, but then you need something like JSON to share those results with other tools or systems. Or maybe you want a fancy HTML report with all the details.
So plugin lets me choose how the results get presented.
Pretty much. And there's a really cool plugin option that can even automatically rerun any tests that failed.
Oh, that's handy. So you don't have to manually go back and rerun everything.
Saves you a lot of time.
Makes sense. Now, what about features? It sounds pretty important.
It is. Features tells Cucumber where to find your test scenarios. These are the actual tests written in plain language using something called Gherkin.
Right, Gherkin. That's the human-readable language we were talking about.
Exactly. So features points Cucumber to the files where these Gherkin scenarios are stored.
It's like giving directions.
Yeah, go here to find the instructions for the tests.
Okay, so we've got the tests written in Gherkin, but how do those instructions actually get translated into actions the computer can understand?
That's where glue comes in. Glue is the bridge between those human-readable Gherkin scenarios and the actual code that makes things happen.
Uh-huh. Glue connects the words with the action.
That's it. It links what you've described in plain language to the specific functions and methods in your code that carry out those actions.
So it's like the behind-the-scenes team making sure everything runs smoothly.
Precisely.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. Now, before we run our tests for real, is there a way to, like, do a test run just to make sure everything is set up right?
Oh, definitely. That's what dryRun is for. It's like a dress rehearsal for your tests. It checks if all the steps are defined and in place without actually executing the code.
So you can catch any errors early on.
Exactly. It's a great way to avoid surprises and make sure everything is ready to go.
Makes total sense. Now, what if I only want to run specific tests? Maybe I'm working on a particular feature and I don't need to run the whole suite.
For that, you'd use tags. Tags let you group tests together and then run only those specific groups.
Oh, that's handy. So if I'm just working on, say, the login functionality, I can just run the test related to that.
Exactly. It's a great way to focus your testing efforts and save time.
Any other options we should know about?
There's one more, monochrome. This one's pretty straightforward. It just strips away any fancy colors or formatting in your test output.
So it keeps things simple and clean.
Yep. Some people find it easier to read, especially if they're working in the command line.
We've gone from a jumble of keywords to a pretty clear understanding of how to control and customize Cucumber tests.
And it all starts with that CukesRunner class.
And those Cucumber options.
That's right.
It's amazing how much control those options give you.
Yeah, you can really fine-tune the whole process to fit your needs.
And the best part is, you don't need to be a coding wizard to understand it. It's all designed to be human-readable and accessible.
That's the beauty of Cucumber.